call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakradash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, the taught of this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Welcome to today's lesson. Okay, today's lesson. And welcome to you, you women that's trying, that's doing y'all best to learn what y'all can, because and it's good for y'all to learn what y'all can. Why? Because y'all might be that very sister, that righteous woman of the Lord that's there at the right time and the right moment that Yahweh decides to use to order your footsteps right to a righteous male covering or hope for the elect, and that's needing the comfort of a righteous woman. And see, and you may be there just right on time. Yahweh Shai Barao. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to get into today's lesson. Now, today's lesson is on who? You know who. Boom, boom, the nigga bitch. The nigga bitch. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, we got to talk about Eve, because she's always on fire. No matter what she does, no matter what she wears, no matter what she says, any and everything, she's always on fire. And so I thought it'd be appropriate, to talk about Eve for a moment, because we got a lot of sisters that are trying to get themselves together, that they're realizing that it's all about the spirit, not the physical, and so they trying to down dress, and not be so much outwardly, with their flesh, which is a good thing. And so, but you still got these young YNGs, these young nigga girls out here, and these YNGs, they are really something. They think they straight up boss ladies. They think a man's supposed to serve them. They think they supposed to be able to do whatever they want to do, say whatever they want to say, and wear whatever they want to wear, and believe whatever false doctrine that they want to believe. Okay. And that's out of order, As Sirach chapter 26, verse 10 tells us to not let your daughter have too much liberty, because she'd only go out and defile the land. Period. Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And so we had to be more straightforward concerning Yahweh Shai. So, but enough belaboring in that point. Let's get into this lesson. This 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. And that's what a lot of the young women and some of these old women, 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15, right? For this, some of these older women, that they should be in their sobriety, teaching and showing the younger women how to properly be more prospectively proper about themselves, okay, as they should be. But instead of them doing that, they trying to dress like and be like the young women, wearing their hairstyle the same as the young women, dressing their clothing the same as the young women, And so how are the young women gonna listen to them? You see, the same as you got older men trying to be like the younger men, and that causes the problem overall, because our position is as elders of the village. We're you got braves, then you got chiefs. Okay, we're chiefs. Okay, and they're braves. Okay, they're learning. We've already learned. Okay, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And so we're going to go off and do some precepts concerning that. This is Isaiah chapter 25, verse 6. And thus shall ye say to him that liveth in prosperity. And again, you got brothers. There's nothing wrong to have prosperity. There's nothing wrong. You got a little more wealth than others. There ain't nothing wrong with that. It's all about what you're doing with your time, with your walk with the Lord. Are you on your walk with the Lord, or are you in your consolation? You see what I'm saying? That is about. Peace be both to thee, and peace be to thine house, you see, and peace be unto all that thou hast. You see, when one becomes centered in the Lord, one has the peace of the Lord. Job chapter 21, verse 11. They send forth their little ones like flock. Right, and their children dance. You see, when you getting into the understanding of how these women are, their children are all out in the street doing what they want to do, being whichever way they want to be. They all on TikTok dancing and flocking about and twerking and different things. They're all out of order. They have no order about themselves. They have no way about themselves. This verse 12, and they fake the funk. It's like they fake the funk. No, they take the tumbler and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ. You see, they out there riding around and they're booming rides, playing the music. The mirth in the streets is all high and up. But just wait till when the time comes, it all crash down on these ghetto queens. They're riding around, spending all their child support monies that they get. But remember, the child support money that goes in, the executives, okay, of the whole child support system, they the ones that's getting the money. The children's not getting the money. There's a report that went out about all that. You see, so that whole having a baby thing is a jip now. If you have a baby with Yolanda, Big Cheryl, Jaquita, and one of them, you know what I'm saying? You automatically you might as well go to Japan. At least there they want your seed, okay, and you get paid $75,000, for spreading your seed. We spread our seed over there before. We still got plenty of jakes over there spreading our seed now. So instead of getting broke, or to have a baby, get paid. But again, we're not here to get a bag. And we're not trying to leave Babylon to go get a bag, because what that would mean, your consolation. Are you looking for a consolation in a bag? Are you looking for your salvation in Yahweh Shai? You see, that's what that's about. And rejoice at the sound of the organ. This verse 13. They spend their days in wealth. You got a lot of women out there. They getting paid straight up. Got nice jobs, got nice cars, got a nice crib. But when you go to their crib, their house is messy. These women, they cannot keep a house. They never know how to. They were never taught. Their mamas were always in the streets. Remember back in the 70s and 80s. Back in the 70s, 60s and 70s, they used to have a home ec. They used to have ceramics classes. So the females, the young little girls, they would learn how to cook. They had an easy bake oven inside the class. They was always cupcakes coming from that classroom where the girls was at and stuff. And sometimes we get to look in there and stuff and see all them girls inside there cooking and stuff and doing womanly stuff, learning. And see, and the boys, we had wood shop, small engine class. We had carpentry class. They had plumbing class. We had all these different types of class, woodworking class, and all this. But they cut all that out. Why? During the 80s, the 90s, so that the young men that grew up today, they don't have no know-it-all or wherewithal about how the hands and eyes coordination on how to use their hands to do something constructive and positive to provide for their families. And instead, they was given dope, to put inside their hands and to sling dope. That's what they learned to do with their hands, and they learned to beat and harm others and rob others with their hands. And they learned how to bust into people's houses and break people's stuff up and steal with their hands. That's what they learned instead. That's what they learned. They've been robbed and spoiled, and in a moment go down to the grave. Yeah, and they do. They get shot, popped up dead. Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 18 through 21. They are stubborn, gluttonous, rebellious sons. And what do you do to a stubborn, gluttonous, rebellious son? You stone them to death. Bah, 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 bah. That's called a stoning. You know what I'm saying? That's what bullets are. There's hardened pieces of stone, hardened into metal called lead. And then you encase gunpowder around it with a metal sleeve, and it's called a bullet. And then you put it inside a firearm, and you point it at a dumbass. And you pull the trigger several times. And that's called a stoning. For those who didn't know. Okay? And so now you know. Okay? And this verse 14. Therefore, they say unto God, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. You see, these wicked ass women, they don't want to hear righteous instructions. They don't want to know the ways of the Lord. And that's why they made that song, don't save her, don't save her. She don't want to be saved, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. No, these women, they don't want to be saved, but they talk all that mess. Like they're looking for a righteous man. When you're looking for a righteous man, why aren't you getting yourself together to be a righteous woman? Here it is. They got a body count and all this DNA attached to their brainstem. It's just amazing. And how here it is that they can have one child, but they still got the DNA of all the other men, ex-lovers inside that one child. The child liable to freak out and act like any type of way. That's why you got all these YNs behaving the way that they do. They got all these demons inside them. Sirach chapter 25, verse 24. You understand? In her menstrual, she do bring forth monsters. Do you understand? That's what the deal is on that. Flat out. And so that's why these women behave as they do and their children behave as they do. You know what I'm saying? With women, if they master their children, are wild in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Just wait till when everything shut down, how much more wilder they going to get and be. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what that is. This is verse 15. What is the Almighty? That we should serve him. You see, and these women, they sit up when you try to tell them the truth about the word of the Lord, about who really is the Lord, Yahweh Shai. They don't want to hear it. And they are, you've heard them say JC is their husband. They'll say that JC is their husband, and that's what they believe in, JC, and that's what they will die believing. You understand? Because the Lord says, for how long until the cities be wasted? That's why how long they're going to keep believing in the crap that they believing in, and their false doctrines and their false beliefs, and their itching ears to go to hearing the smooth sayings of the different things. Our people go a hoeing to hear these false prophets, and they be harping those wicked, weird sounds and stuff, and broken, scarred records and stuff in their ears, and that's what they like. That is what they like, and that we should serve him. And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? See, they don't even have no faith. And remember, without faith, that means that there's no works. And without works, there's no faith. And without works or faith, that person is dead. You understand? Yet while she is alive, she is dead. But a lot of these women you see out here, remember this. Remember this. A lot of the people that you see around you, your family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, all of that. A lot of these people that you see around you and interact with, old Zaid down at the gas station and all them. All of these people, the majority of these people, remember this, they are going to be slaughtered. You understand? They're going to be slaughtered. You can count on that. They are the 2/3 and the heathens and the Edomites and the terrorists that are going to be slaughtered flat out. You know what I'm saying? And say, remember what the word says. Think not about how the wicked are going to be judged. Just mind ourselves about how the righteous is going to be saved. You understand? Just think about that. Just think about that. Look, I'd like to remind you to press the like button. Okay, that helps out for the algorithms of this YouTube channel. And if you would please, also could you press the subscription button and the notification bell? That way you will receive special notification alerts each time that I release a new video for your spiritual edification. To water ever so much. And then remember, as a good shepherd, our job is to feed the sheep. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back into this word. We're going to read a few more of these and close it out. Psalm chapter 73, verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men. Now, This will apply to Esau is Edom, but also we're going to apply this to Eve. Why? Because she's not as in trouble as us. We in this verse, in this case, we in this explanation, we are those other men. At this, hold on. I guess somebody called. One second. Okay. Now, Salaki, sorry about that. Now, as being other men, these women, so these Black, Latino, North American, and then the women, Eve, she is not as in trouble as we are, because we are the ones that's suffering the hardship and all the running into the brick walls and all the different things that we got to go through, just trying to deal with, trying to survive in Esau is Edom's wicked kingdom. Okay, and but Eve, she's got things just going for her the way she wants. She is not as in trouble as we are. But just wait till when they declare martial law. When they declare martial law, when they shut down all the banks, wait till when the electricity. You see, you got all these hackers that's got superb hackers. I mean, superb computer hackers. You got China. They got superb super hackers. Iran. Okay, they got superb super hackers. North Korea. Okay, the Filipinos. Okay, Russia. Okay, Rashara. Okay, Prince the Power. Okay, these they have hackers. They can easily shut the power. And then Canada, they have the right to shut down the power grid for Michigan and New York and Minnesota and some of the interlining cities of America. Okay, so once the power shut down, that's going to automatically make it where people can't even go inside the banks. They can't even access the ATMs. There's no food deliveries, no gasoline deliveries for commuting, and that automatically, with no electricity, that's going to shut down the electric pumps and the computers that operate the different switches, that operate the different on and off valves. That means it's going to shut off the gas, natural gas for cooking and heating, and on and off valves for your running water. All that's going to shut off too. You see, and so Eve gonna be in trouble, and then so once the people get mad, they can get pissed off. They going in uproar. Okay, flat out. And then so what this means? This means that the services that Eve has been so used to is about to fail her. Flat out. You see, flat out. Neither are they plagued like other men. You see, you see. And so she's going to receive plagues. You see, she's going to, America, it would no longer be this virgin daughter, okay, not being touched. It's going to be all kinds of boots on the ground. You know what I'm saying? From other countries, martial law soldiers. They're going to be beating and raping these women. You see, Eve is going to be in trouble. Her children are going to be in trouble. Her children are bad seeds in the first to get in place. You know what I'm saying? Flat out. This this Psalm 73 and 6. Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain. Yeah, like a great chain to circle around Eve and to choke her out, and she be found a burnt body, chained up, just like that, used to burn down a goddamn structure or a house or anything or a car. That's the way a lot of these women are gonna be found. You see, just like that, and their children right beside them because they're bad seeds. And I know, yes, I know, judgment is a horrible thing to see. It's very horrible, but it's very much necessary because they've transgressed the laws of Yahweh, what Yahweh shot. Therefore, he shall what? Pass out judgment. For Yahweh is the judge of all matters. You see, the, violence covered them as a garment. That's all it is to it, and that's all what they're about. You see some videos where there's always fighting going on, always brawling going on. Females always remember when young women used to be soft and wonderful. Their vernacular wasn't it was streetish, but it wasn't so hardcore. Now you see that these females, the young females, they're trying to rap songs. They're talking about all types of push it in deep and ram it in hard and to the back of all kinds of stuff they sing. And you got 9 and 10-year-old little girls walking around singing these songs. It's crazy. This verse 7. Their eyes stand out with with fatness. You see, because they want everything. They got wanting eyes. They want and desire everything they see. They got covetous eyes. They desire everything they see. They have more than heart could wish. They desire so much and have so much. Just wait till when Isaiah chapter 3 hits them hard, and that's what's happening to a lot of these young women now and older women. You see, they're being cut down. The different services and different things that Trump is cutting out is making it where it's going to is getting harder and going to get even harder. Isaiah chapter 32, verse what? 9 on them. The vengeance shall fail them, the gathering shall not come. You see, the time is going to come. These young men ain't even going to be there for these young women. You understand? That's just some of the way it is. We're going to read one more of these and close it out. This Isaiah chapter 22, verse 13. And behold, joy and gladness. Shalom, hold on. Salakia. And behold, joy and gladness, slaying oxen and killing sheep, eating flesh and drinking wine. Let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we shall die. You see, you have a lot of those young females out there, they don't care. A lot of those YNGs, they do not care. And they don't care that they're not going to be saved. They don't believe in the Lord. As far as they concerned, Micah, 7 and 10? Malachi, no, Micah, 7 and 10, right? As far as they concerned, they walking around saying, where is your God? You see, but in the end, they going to wind up being what? Trodden down like the common myrrh in the streets, flat out. That's where Eve is going to wind up, flat out. So, brothers and sisters, we're going to go ahead and close this out. Let's see, did I read all that on that? Yep, sure did. Because that's what's going to happen to her in the end. Isaiah chapter 3. And then she's going to be coming in to what? Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And that's when a lot of these women is going to come to us, hopefully next, looking and seeking what? For us to remove their reproach. Let them take on our last name. That means they're going to be wanting us to consummate them to righteousness. Now that they don't spend all their sex life consummating themselves to wickedness. They don't want us to consummate them to righteousness. And yeah, some of them, yeah, we are. We still gonna bang them right up right. Some of them we ain't gonna turn down, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Some of them Jaquitas is kind of good. You know what I'm saying? These things, are set to happen because these are part of the prophecies of us building, as Yahweh Shai is doing. He's the chief cornerstone, and we are the lively stones, us men of Israel, and we are the lively stones that He's using to rebuild the temple. Okay, right now, and that's us that He's using. And for those that's out there that's believing that the new temple is being made a brick and mortar, and by hands over there, and the fake Israel and Jerusalem right now, shame on you for believing that. You're supposed to be pushing the truth, not falsehood, and flat out. And so we're gonna go ahead and close it out. Okay, we didn't mean to make the video so long, but we're gonna go ahead and close it out. Okay, Lord's willing, you were edified by today's lesson. Okay, and hopefully you were inspired or motivated or provoked to thought to put together some precepts that you may use to feed the sheep. Remember, as good shepherds of the Lord, as always, our job is to feed the sheep. Okay, and so brothers and sisters, hold on. Stay strong. We ain't got long. Maintain staying focused in the word. Maintain being spiritually circumspect at all times, spiritually, physically, and emotionally and mentally circumspect at all the time. Remember, what you can't see does not mean that it's not there. What you cannot see does not mean that it's not there. Maintain being spiritually circumspect at all times. We battle spiritual principalities in high places. But Yahweh, remember, He is the Lord is faithful, and He has made our foreheads harder than the enemy's forehead. He has made our word, the word that comes out of our mouth, His word, that the word that come out of our mouth that are of spirit and of life. And therefore, we have victory in what we're doing because Yahweh Shai is standing strong with us and working with us and dealing with us and bringing down the strongholds and all those and anybody that rises the baton against us. The Lord Yahweh Shai shall condemn them. Okay, with the judgment that they need. Okay, upon them. And let the Lord be the one that has cursed them. Okay, and bring down their strongholds. Yahweh Shai, because it is the Almighty Yahweh that fights for us. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and close it out. Okay, I'd like to give all praise and all honors to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rukakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us the truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elects. Shalom unto the hopeful elects.